Hello and welcome to Cindershadow Gaming. I am your host, Cindershadow, and Wizards of the Coast attack TSR? Okay, well, I've been I've been engrossly following this story with the TSR Games announcements, them coming out with a hobby site, hobby store. TSR is the original creators of Dungeons and Dragons under Gary Gygax, and it's been guided by a new group of people with the IP that they picked up. I already did this video. If you guys want to check that out, do check out the video. I'll probably link it somewhere, probably up on the top corner where we can do that type of thing with YouTube. But TSR is crazy. Like, the stuff that's going on with the company is an IP that is once was old being renewed with them. And there is some stuff here that I just sit there and I go, what is going on? Recently, there was a Twitter post saying that the TSR PR department was taking over the Twitter post and the person that was there is no longer doing it. This to me is a very strong indication that they've had to step back and relook at the things that the way they're marketing the company. And it's really unfortunate that they're going that route, because I do feel that the person that was there was doing well. But there is a little bit more insight. What's going on here is maybe it's because of recent tweets that we saw from Ernie and one other person that has control over the TSR name right. They put out some tweets here, and they're very, very interesting. First off, we have this story from the Bell of Lost Souls. They covered tabletop RPG, geekery, and stuff like that, and talk of what's going on in games. But they've got this. This came out yesterday. I didn't see it until this morning. TSR Games claims to be attacked by Wizards of the Coast. That's a very bold statement, and that's something insanity. Ernie Gygax Jr. and Stefan Deinhardt deactivated their Twitter accounts yesterday after claiming Wizards of the Coast was assaulting TSR Games. Recently, TSR Games was banned from Gen Con Origins and Gamma Expo and more. They're being blacklisted throughout all these expos, and it's actually disheartening to see. This namesake and IP has such a old history. People are trying to say, oh, this is the new TSR. No, they are bringing back the original IP. The IP is back with the family. That IP still has a name right and still has name recognition. So you bring it back when you can. And by people saying, no, they're bringing back, they're starting, it's a brand new company. No, they're trying to resurrect an old company. And with certain things that's going on here, you may have to turn around and just abandon the old IP and go to something new, because this statement is loaded. This was deleted I think an hour after it was posted. Ernie Gary Gygax Jr. There's a coordinated assault across various channels being mounted upon me, my company, my father, and our staff by Wizards D&D. This is the official Dungeons and Dragons Twitter account for Wizards of the Coast. This is a very bold and legal statement at this point, and could place TSR in hot water if they do not have evidence of this. This is absolutely crazy to see. I don't know how legitimate it is. This is a real tweet. It was there. You can, if you go and search into Twitter history and you look up the responses to Ernie and Deinhardt here, you can see people reacting to this, and it was down very quickly. So this wasn't up for very long, but unfortunately with the internet, things are forever, and this is how they're there. This article came out. I do expect other articles to be following this up, as I do see this being a big deal. This is a very big deal, and like I said, could end up with TSR Games in very legal trouble, because this is a very large accusation against levied against Wizards of the Coast and thus Hasbro, and they've got all the money, and there is nothing in their favor right now with TSR. So with their new PR coming out, they did state that there was going to be certain statements made on Ernie's video and stuff that's been said, and a childhood story, trying to clarify what's going on there. And it makes a lot more sense now after seeing these tweets from Ernie and Deinhardt. The exact same tweet, it looks like it was copy and pasted and used across both accounts to try and say, listen, this is going on, and they are listed as their the new founders for TSR, and you can see both accounts have been deactivated on Twitter, and I am not surprised. This is pretty crazy, in all honesty. There's talk that Gygax made a statement on Facebook addressing the events. I wish to state the strongest terms that I never meant to hurt anyone of any race, creed, or color. My video from Bunker caused some to feel that they would not be welcome. We already went over this. If you read into that, you're reading into it too much. There's a lot there. As a gamer, there was another statement that Gary came out, which there's some stuff behind there where he was saying wiping smirks off people or laughs off people's faces with a loaded violin that could be converted to a machine gun type of thing, which I don't approve. Like that type of statement's just going to end up in more hot water. That's going to be just horrible to see. As a gamer, it's meant to that most of us were not worthy of any attention from others. Our old age, we nerds, we are brainiacs, and others would snicker. Older classmen would ask to borrow something of ours, then pass it back and forth, a game of keep away. I used to receive some special attention from about 4 juniors in my freshman year. I played the violin and often began to wish that I had superpowers, perhaps become a giant. I was far too shy and then embarrassed, attracted ladies, yada, yada, yada. Where is it in this statement, or is that, I don't see it here, which is kind of interesting. I'll have to dig that up maybe in another video if this continues to go on. The only real comfort was that they could share a table at the lunchroom. At least the fledgling TSR found fertile minds in those that were like us, gamers, rather than not risk embarrassment. Since phys ed was our forced us to dance with those wonderful and scary, yet scary girls. Yeah, honestly, this was indicative of everyone that went through high school. They were wallflowers, and the wallflowers were the ones that were generally a lot smarter, and they sat there in the back room wanting to make something more. And that's where the birth of D&D really did come from, with Gary Gygax. He making something for his kids, like we saw recently with Scott Campbell in FNAF series, always wanting to make stuff for your children and do something else instead of always doing this. You know, there's an old saying, you get into Magic the Gathering, you get into Dungeons and Dragons, and you leave the drugs behind. You won't have money for those drugs. And honestly, this is a great escape from the woes of the world. So this is a developing story. I don't know how much more I can really talk about this, but without some actual evidence of this, I can't say that they are being attacked by Wizards of the Coast. I know there's insurmountable pressure from the types that are on Twitter and the way we've seen this, but they're talking about that they're getting attacked on many different channels, meaning not just Twitter. There's things being attacked, there's sites, everything like that. They recently announced that they're opening up a museum in where the birthplace of D&D. So we'll have to wait to see what's coming out with this. I just wanted to get this out for you you guys so you guys can keep in the loop, because this is an ongoing story. Anyway, guys, this is your proud Canadian Phoenix signing off. Have yourselves a great day, and don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you want to support the channel, there is links below. We'll catch you next time.